Brought to you by Overtime Sports Network.
What's going on, everybody? Nathan Fowler here. Today we have chest day supersets. So chest day supersets, we're going to follow up a bench press followed with a chest fly. We're going to really emphasize on working our pecs, trying to hit our pec minor and our pec major, and really focusing on, contracting just those muscles. So just like when we did our rows with the presses, we also have a couple different hand positions, those same hand positions like with the rows. So we're going to do palms down, pronated grip bench press that I'm going to use here on this little step stool here. If you have a regular bench or anything else that you can lay on, that'll also work. But I just have the little step stool there. So we're going to do pronated grip bench press, and then we're going to follow that up with pronated. We're going to start neutral grip, and whenever we come in, we're going to twist and try to touch thumbs together, or those top parts of the dumbbell. And we're going to do 15 reps each, rest for about a minute, and we're going to hit a second set. So some cues to follow up with the exercise that we just did. Make sure you're doing them right. With the bench press, if you have just a little box like I have, try to keep your hips up as best you can. Try to keep your elbows within 45 degrees. If you need to flare them out a little bit more, that's okay. Just as long as we're not, way out there. We don't want to put too much stress on our shoulder. I'm going to try to really focus just on our pecs. And then following that with the fly, you want to make sure that your arms aren't completely extended out straight, because again, we're putting a lot of stress on our shoulder, which we don't want. So you can keep a slight bend in our elbow when we're flying out. You don't want to be too straight, because again, it's going to hurt your shoulder. Something you can practice on your own to kind of feel the difference. You're going to get the same amount of stretch with a slightly bent elbow. As long as you're going all the way back, you're going to get that same stretch in your chest like you would with your arms straight, with less pain in your shoulder. So again, with the bench press, try to keep your elbows in as best as you can. I know it's a little awkward, especially for me, because I'm not very flexible in my wrist, my forearm area, so I can't necessarily keep my palms down unless I have a barbell. So try to keep your elbows around that 45-degree angle as long as it's not 90. And then with the fly, try to keep them about 45 degrees, or just not completely straight. Keep a slight bend in your elbows, and really focus on really trying to squeeze, really focus on that muscle, and try to get those dumbbells to touch, thumbs down or touch thumbs. And yeah, so we're gonna rest for a minute, hit that set again, and we'll rest and go on to another exercise. So now the next one we have is now our neutral grip. So our palms are gonna be facing each other. This one you can go out as wide as you want to. Again, you could have that same, as long as we're not hitting that 90-degree angle, you can go out a little bit wider if you'd like. But it is going to feel a little bit better with your hands closer together. So try to keep your elbows in. You will feel this in your triceps a little bit more, but that's okay. Any pressing movements, you're going to still feel it in your front delt, front part of your shoulder, and your triceps. So, that's okay. And then we're going to follow that up with flies, palms facing each other. Again, try to keep your elbows slightly bent, and really focus on squeezing your chest together as best you can. Now another set of cues for you, especially when bench pressing with dumbbells, it's very easy to, whenever you're coming down, for your elbow to move in a way for it to feel a little more comfortable, or if the weight's too heavy, your body's going to want to kind of bring the weight a little bit closer to you, which will put a little more pain on your elbow. So another cue is whenever you're coming down with dumbbells, try to come down and keep your elbow bent at about a 90-degree angle. Because again, if you're up here, then we're gonna have some more trouble, and then we're gonna focus on putting a lot of an impingement in our elbow. So really focus on trying to keep our elbows at about a 90-degree angle as best we can, and don't let your elbow move too much. And then also with the fly, think about how if you've ever done like a pec deck or a chest fly machine, you can't really press it together. You really have to try to keep your arms kind of in a fixed motion. So when using dumbbells, especially as you get tired, you're going to want to you're going to almost feel like you need to press it straight before bringing your hands together. But really try to focus on trying to keep your elbows bent the whole time, and really just focusing on that chest muscle. So again, try to rest for a minute, hit that set again. Third and final superset is going to be a little more difficult, especially if you're like me and you're not very flexible in your forearms. So we're going to do a supinated grip. So our palms are going to be up. You're going to really feel this in your triceps and your upper chest, your pec minor. So we're going to do palms up, presses, and then we're going to follow that up with, again, starting neutral grip. And whenever we come in, we're going to try to twist and touch our pinkies together as best we can. So all the twisting is doing is just really making you focus on twisting or contracting your pec muscles a little bit further. So if I'm here and I'm squeezing, when I twist, as you can see, I'm getting a little more squeezed together on my chest. So we're going to do supinated presses. It's going to be a little difficult, so really focus on trying to keep that form. Again, you want to try to keep your arms at a 90-degree angle. You will feel like you'll come up a little bit more if the weight's too heavy. So really try to focus on keeping that 90-degree angle. Press up as much as you can. It will be a little awkward to try to fully extend out. So if you can't, that's fine. And then we're going to follow up with chest flies and really scooping, trying to turn those pinkies together as best as we can. So my last set of cues for you will be with the bench press. We're doing 15 reps. So pick a weight that you feel comfortable with, that the last 3 reps is going to really feel some fatigue a little bit. You know, you don't really have to max out 15 reps because we are about to hit another 15 reps of chest flies. So pick something that you feel comfortable with. You know, you don't have to go all out unless you can hit those 15 reps to failure with a heavy bench and still hit 15 reps of flies. But more times than not, you're not going to be able to do both. So pick something you feel comfortable with the press, and then with the fly, really try to keep it as light as you can. You don't have to max out. You know, as you see, I have 2 pairs of dumbbells, doing 30-pound presses, and I'm doing 20-pound flies. You don't want to try to max out your flies, because again, that exercise is very hard on your shoulders. So at any point you can slip up if you try to max out a chest fly with dumbbells, and it'll end up being very bad for you. So I recommend staying pretty light. You can go a little bit heavier for 15 reps, you know, obviously go up, but try to focus on more squeezing than trying to lift as much weight as you can with the flies. Yeah, so I got one more finisher for you. We're going to do all 3 flies, set of 5 each. So we're going to do 5 pronated twists, 5 neutral flies, and then 5 supinated twists. And then we're going to finish it off with 5 presses. So we're going to do 20 reps of a chest exercise. After doing 6 total sets of 3 different exercises, you're going to really be burnt out. And then to do more flies should really get you pumped up and make your shirts feel a little bit better that day and the next day. So let's do this 5 reps of pronated, touching thumbs, 5 neutral, hands facing each other, 5 supinated, pinkies touching, and then 5 regular presses. The regular presses, you can do whichever 3 you feel comfortable with. I'm going to do kind of a like half in between a pronated and half neutral, just so I feel a little more comfortable that way. So it's going to be slightly angled. So again, it's going to be 20 total reps. Go through it as fast as you can, really focusing on that stretch, and then we're finishing off with the 5 presses to really get you pumped up. So let's get to it. final cues for you, or modifications for you, would be if you don't have a bench or anything that you can prop your upper body up on, you can do floor presses. It does make it a little bit easier for people that are new to bench pressing or flies, because it does limit your range of motion. Or you can use, if you have something that can prop you up, or you have a bench that does incline and or decline, you can also do these exercises as well. Any kind of variation is still gonna better your chest development and your bench press. With the floor press, you are limiting your range of motion because your elbows are gonna hit the ground before you can get that full stretch in your pec. So you will feel this you will feel it a little more in your triceps, but it is getting you more developed for that range of motion. And as you get stronger, you can move up or graduate yourself to a bench and get a little more of a stretch. And same with the floor flies. If you're not comfortable feeling that stretch in your shoulder, or you don't feel like you have the range of motion right, or you're still feeling like your elbows are going too straight, doing a floor fly is definitely going to help you get used to doing that movement, and then you can graduate yourself up to a bench. And then with the incline, doing an incline, you're going to feel a little bit more in your upper chest, your pec minor. You can do both exercises. You can do flat and incline in the same day if you'd like. It's really up to you, giving you a little more variation, a little more options if you need. But again, you can do flat, you can do the floor, or you can prop yourself up into an incline press just to give yourself a little more variation. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Chest day is probably one of my favorite exercises. I get a really good pump from it, so hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Leave a like, subscribe to my page. I'm going to keep trying to bring you more content every week. Again, if you have any suggestions on anything you'd like to see, any type of variations, any type of modifications, leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can with the video or an answer in the bottom in the comment section. So like and subscribe my page, and hopefully you like it. Let me know how you like it, and let's get stronger together.